how quickly can you change a font across a organization built of microservices that looks seamless to the customer? TELUS Digital originated sort of the web team for TELUS. And so we were very much thinking about how we have that really fast web presence, so way back when. But TELUS itself is multi-brand. So it supports other services, both that have distinct branding for consumer telecom, but also within sort of how it's looking at the future.
Right now, we're kind of moving towards that omnichannel experience, such that whatever experience you get by walking into a physical location will be consistent with what you're also getting online.
We're building a new design system that is sort of I think we've decided as a constellation of design systems. There's a core at its base. Things are going to be shared across sort of the core TELUS branding. And then depending if you're in consumer space or small business or in health or internal facing for team facing apps, there are different constraints and contexts that you want to bring in. And so we want to ensure that we can both share core things across, but allow each group to work independently on shared tools with a shared language, shared patterns, but be able to make work that works for their context.
The more open your system is, it will actually increase your creativity or increase your development, because you're not focused on those little things that you need to rebuild constantly, right? Like if you do want something different, you want like a different interaction, you want to, build the new button, then the opportunity is there. It's just giving you that foundation of like what already works.
And so right now, as we look forward, we're very much looking at GraphQL as this sort of federated access layer between the UI and our systems below. We have, a history of some complicated legacy systems, very normal in an enterprise company. And there's a constant unequal evolution of where things are changing, what teams are doing work. And we want to try and isolate our front-end work from that to provide a really consistent technical layer. And one of the key rationales for that is our front end, our UIs, the human-facing layer changes vastly more frequently. And so we want to decouple those changes so that these much more complicated, slow changes can happen and entirely isolated from the front-end changes.
We are adopting React Native to build our components for the new design system. So with React Native, you can build once. So you literally can build one component and use it on web, use it on iOS, use it on Android.
So by creating this one system that's multi-platform, we're removing a lot of the heavy lifting for our designers and developers and really let them focus more on the customer experience.
So we are actually ensuring that we have a strong CI/CD pipeline infused into what we do, such that, as much as possible, everything is automated and, we can ensure that consistency in updates and upgrades and general maintenance in our systems.
What we start to see as we made these changes is a real change in some of the conversation we had with some of our partners across the organization, where rather than sort of receiving a request and then implementing it and then testing it and then going back, it becomes a conversation loop. And even more so, you start to see the team itself start to build that real expertise on the area of concern. And we know purely from time, teams that adopt the digital platform from, I'm going to say, the previous ways of doing work at TELUS, generally the time to market for any new app is about 30 to 40% less than it was, which is a huge time saving.
Specifically within TELUS, with this platform, we're hoping that we will scale very quickly to every arm of TELUS.
There was a whole wealth of research that was shared with us in order for us to make the best decision on which direction we wanted to go with in the design system.
One of the really attractive things about working with a company like NearForm is how much of the work is done in public and done in open source. That we could see clear evidence that there was expertise, but there was concern about sort of the community around the tooling that was there. And the experience has been great. So we had identified some places that we felt we didn't really know what we were doing yet. And so we were really looking for that expertise. But a key thing for us, as I've said before, is that we want to be a company that as an employee, it's a great place to learn and grow. And so when we look for a partner that's providing expertise, we're actually not looking for someone to kind of be a black box delivery and just provide us a golden, beautiful solution. We kind of want to learn how it's done as well. And so working with a company that could not just do the work, but demonstrate expertise and help teach our internal team as well on how to move this going forward, so that when the project was done, we understood how to operate and maintain it, that we had been given the skills and some of the learning brought in from around the industry by working with a partner that does this sort of consulting work has been really, really great experience for us.
So I'd worked with vendors before. I still work with a number of vendors, but I think I've gotten spoiled by working with NearForm because of the level of, the level of detail that goes into the work they do. So when you do work with some vendors, you constantly have to pick up some of the things that they get left undone. But with NearForm, it's been holistic.
And it's really noticeable that the team who has worked with NearForm is actually like really leading the way on asynchronous communication and keeping up to work in this way. And I think it's actually showing some of the rest of our team how we can keep working going forward.
This is only the beginning.